Get 4.5 meters of fabric, 100% cotton quilting fabric, and thrown in as well this week, we're going to send you a project CD-ROM. Now, the reason it's a project CD-ROM with our lovely Lizzie Curtis, can you see this has got 7 step-by-step projects where you can put the CD-ROM in, you can print out the project instructions, but then you can also sit and watch her doing them on the video. So it's like having an extra show. So you know on these shows, I'm going to do one of them this morning, but I'm doing one, you've got 7. So you can watch me do the one, and you know what I'll have to do? I'll have to like cut forward a few little bits to fit it all in. Lizzie, you just watch you do the whole thing for all 7 of the projects and the patterns that you need. So can you see you can do a little kids play mat, there's a patchwork quilt on this one, little storage box, some toy storage here as well, a doorstop, a little pincushion, which is what I'm going to do, and also a lovely little zip pouch. You can see all the 7 projects on the back. For each one, you get all of the pattern. So you print the pattern out and you follow the pattern, and you get those video instructions, and you get written instructions. So that is like 7 classes thrown in along with all of your fabric this week. It's pretty awesome.
I love the way you still call it a video.
Yeah,
a video.
It's like a video.
Do you watch the video? How brilliant is that, though? How brilliant is that? All of that. Now, you don't get the canvas bag. Doesn't come in the canvas bag. It comes packed up for you. But how brilliant you get that CD-ROM. Is it called a CD-ROM? CD. And you get your 4.5 meters of fabric as well for £20. Now, last week, the mystery bundle sold out before we came off air. So please, if you want this one, even if you don't want the CD for yourself, buy it for the fabric, because it's brilliant for fabric, and then put the CD in your present cupboard. You know what I mean? Everyone's got a present cupboard, haven't they? Christmas, well, we're nearer Christmas now than we were on my birthday. It was exactly 6 months to Christmas, so we're less than that now. So just beware. Okay, so it's £20, and you get the whole lot. I know, it's brilliant. Or $26. I know. Right, so am I going to show you, are we going to make something, or am I going to show you some other things before we go on? Oh, we're going to see Sara make some things then.
Oh, well, before I go, I'm going to try and give you a preview of all the stuff we've got on here, right? These are awesome, right? These are our sewing machine feet. So what they are, John, it's a box of 10, and they are universal, so they fit with most standard sewing machines. In fact, is there any that I need to tell people that they don't fit with? No, the sewing machine feet are universal. So basically you get 10 different feet. Now, can you see? $49.98 is the usual price. You're getting all 10 for £20. Now, not only do you get the 10 feet, but this is only any good if you know what they are and how you use them. So what we've done is we've included a DVD. So Lizzie, again, our resident sewing expert, she's going to take you through all 10 of the feet. She's going to show you what they're for and how you use them. Now, I'm going to try and show you, when we get to the presentation on this, as many of these as possible. I'm going to put some of them onto the, here you go, this is Lizzie showing you. So she'll show you literally how to clip it onto your machine, and then she'll show you what the feet are for and how to use each one of them. And it's nice to have her explain. Oh, look at her with short hair. Doesn't she look lovely? So I don't know what this one is she's doing now, but basically you are going to be getting a pin tuck foot, you're going to get a rolled hem foot, a one to do overcasting. So for example, if you don't have the serger or the overlocker that I had on the other week, if you don't have an overlocker but want to do an overlock on your sewing machine, you get the overlocking foot. You get the non-stick Teflon foot. A one for gathering, you get a one for cording, you get your invisible zipper foot, your quarter hem foot, a blind hem foot, and also a border guide. And you'll see we get really up close and she walks you through everything. So these are awesome for £20. That's £2 a foot to get all of them. The pricing on the feet's ridiculous, but the fact that you get the DVD, which will be another $14.99, that's just thrown in there. There's no point having the feet without having the DVD, so you get both of them. And I will walk you through it. That's going to be my first demonstration, because a few weeks ago when I had it on, we ran out of time to show it, but still loads of you got them.
I can't believe that.
Yeah.
I've just got it here now. Because if you think most feet, when you go to the shop, they're $19.99 for 1 foot, aren't they?
Get away.
Yeah.
And there's nothing, you get them out and have a look at them. You'll see they are fantastic.
The other thing I love,
quality.
very quickly, the other thing I love is I was like, well, how do you tell which one is? They've even done a key, like a box of chocolates. This hasn't got the instructions, but you know, if you're watching Lizzie and she says, put your rolled hen foot on, you think, oh, which one's the rolled hen foot? They're all listed on the back of the box there. So you don't need to worry about, which one is it? And if you've learned how to do it, you think, which foot was it? Because we've all got that. My machine just has them all, they're labelled A, B, C, D, E. It doesn't tell you what they are. But if you've forgotten what the concealed zipper foot looks like, it's there. It's there on the back of the box, ready for you to use straight away. That is a fantastic, £2 for each foot. The only thing I would say is watch Benina. Benina normally do their own thing. I might be talking through my hot air here, but Benina sometimes, just check with that one. But that is a brilliant price. What have you got next then?
I've got some awesome stuff on. So, I designed a range of fabrics. Was it last year or the year before, I think? Fabulous range called So Homemade. And we've got a limited amount of those fabrics. So what I've done is I designed some fabrics and some patterns. I didn't design the patterns. I'll just say I said what I wanted. Somebody made it into a pattern for me, right? So one was this fantastic, it's called a crafty carry-all. And you will see, John, it's got these lovely big deep pockets.
Oh, yes.
So that you can fit your cutting mats into them.
Brilliant.
So they basically, it's a crafty carry-all made for a sewer. Or as I brought mine one in from home that I made a few weeks ago. It was perfect for my lunch as well. And I fit my iPad down the front. So it can be multifunctional.
Yeah.
So you get the pattern pack. So can you see the carry-all?
Yeah.
Plus you get 2 meters of mystery fabric, and I will show you the fabrics. Have a little look at this picture. So this just shows you how it's exactly the right size, you see, to fit that lovely cutting mat in.
Yeah.
They look fabulous. And those are all the fabrics that were in the So Homemade collection. So you are going to get any 2 of those. So they come on meter bolts. I'll show you all of them. You've got them over at your end, John, actually. You get 2 of the meter bolts.
So I'll do that now. I'll do that now.
Yeah, go on, you show them all. And actually, you're going to have a choice of either the carry-all or we've got the lovely sewing machine cover as well, which I'll show you after you've shown them the fabrics.
Can you see them all? These are the 4 fabrics. Now, you can't choose. You will just be sent 2 of these. So there's either the blue floral, you get a metre of that, or the blue ribbon floral, a metre of that, or the... Oh, that's gorgeous, that one. It's like a soft buttermilk with like a... they call it a toile drawing on it there. And they're all lovely. But you only get, what you do is you will get, when you buy your kit, you will get 2 of those. You will get 2 of those fabrics, but I can't tell you which 2 you'll get. Well, but they all go together.
Shall I tell you how you get all 4?
Oh, go on then.
Right, so buy the carry-all and buy the sewing machine cover. So if you go for both, so you get 2 meters of mystery fabric with the sewing machine cover,
right,
and you get 2 meters of mystery fabric with the carry-all. So if you went for both, you would get all 4 of the fabric.
Okay, they wouldn't get the same 2 twice then.
No, we'll give you 4 different. So we'll try and give you different ones. Unless we run out, then you might have to get 2-1. But whilst we've got stock, so those of you ordering straight away, whilst we've got stock, we will endeavour to send you 4 different ones where it's possible. But yeah, and it's a lovely sewing machine cover. And again, it's a pretty universal sewing machine cover, so it's going to fit most sewing machines. And it's just a nice pattern. I mean, look at it. It's a lovely pattern. It's a nice gift to make for another sewer. But again, even if you just like the fabrics, not being funny, but it's cheaper to buy the fabrics and get... It would be cheaper to buy this collection than what it is to buy just the fabrics on their own. Because if you look, it's less than half price to go for the pattern and also the fabrics. And you've got the patterns there as well. You can show everyone.
I've got one pattern, which I'll show you in a
second.
We've got a question from Anne.
Go on.
Now, Anne, I don't even understand the question, so I won't be able to answer it. John, will the CD-ROM work on an iOS?
Yes, so the CD-ROM is an iOS, is that your Apple?
I don't know.
iOS app. So you see, you've got to have a CD-ROM drive to put it into. So if you've got a computer that's got a CD-ROM drawer, it'll work in there.
Right.
But if you haven't got a CD-ROM drawer, you've got nothing to put it in.
Apple might not have a
Yes, you haven't got a CD-ROM drawer. Yeah. So
there's the pattern you were just talking about. I've got one of them, not the other one. This is the pattern for the bag, actually, that you just saw. Now, you're thinking, because you're getting the half price, they're beautifully presented. Look. Really. Oh, and you see, I love this, right? I can't bear patterns that are on tissue paper. These...
Me neither.
Look, you're going to use this over and over again. Now, this will have cost a fortune to print. This will have cost a fortune to print. So you've got the pattern and the instructions there. That is fantastic. I've only got the bag one here. I haven't got the sewing machine one here at the moment, but they'll be the same thing, won't they? What brilliant presents as well. Right, okay, so it's me next with this. Tool tidy. 2 for £15. I know, shouldn't be. Just people, these were flying out before the show even started this morning. I tell you, they're on the website yesterday. Now, I'm just going to show you very quickly. If you've not seen one of these before, look, this is silicone, right? So these change to different sizes. So you're not going to put something in it's going to keel over because it holds onto. Now, it doesn't just have to be for sewing equipment. Look, if they were normal biros, it takes normal biros quite happily, doesn't it? But look, we've got little scissors here. One of our best sellers. Look, beautiful. What do you want me to do, Daniel? Oh, we're having issues. We're having, what's the issues today, aren't we? There you go, it's still there. £15 or $15. You get two. So you're saving 25% there. Right, now what have you got left then, Sara? What are you doing next?
Well, so we've done quite a bit of die cutting recently, and a lot of it has been about quilting. We did a little bit with some EPP. Your dies are also brilliant to do applique. So for example, let's have a look. I'm going to get this one out because it might be easier for you to see on the white. How absolutely gorgeous is this quilt? And all of these patterns have been appliqued on, John.
Yeah.
So can you see the little birds that you've got, the little bows on here, the flowers? So all of these are just done in applique. We've got a fabulous set of applique dies. So that is where they've just been done on a nice little quilt. This lovely little table runner. So you can see the designs there on a nice little table runner as well. And you can see all of these. Or I've even got just a nice simple, which is what I'm going to do a little bit later, just a nice simple cushion cover. If you just want to decorate the little cushion covers.
Oh, that's cute.
Yes, we've got some sets. I've got mine over here. Do you want me to show you all of them? I'll probably show you these on the overhead. It might be easier for you to see. I don't know why I'm looking up there. Right, so can you see? We've got here the flowers. We've also got the ones with the bow and the little hearts on. You've got the bird. And then we've also got all of the reeds and vines. So these are all like the little connector points that you're seeing us using around here. So you can do all the extras. So yes, you'll see all the details. Basically, you are getting the whole collection here. We've probably got a nice picture. We can show you them all at once. But you can see mine there. So a little bit later, I'm going to be doing some die cutting. Got some top tips for you to get lovely finishes on your edges. And we're going to be doing a nice little applique cushion as well.
Blimey, you're going to be busy this afternoon.
You know me, John, always busy.
Feels like it's this morning. Right, I've got gorgeous stuff. What do you want me to do next? Oh, stills. Let's have a look. Here we go. Oh, no, now, I can't just do this from a still. I've got it here. I've got it now. I have to tell you, right, so this little kit we've done that has got a plique pressing sheet, which actually you saw Sara using last week. She kind of picked up, and it's this... It's brilliant, right? So what you do is you can use this while using Bondweb and things like that. It stops your iron getting glue on, and it stops it basically stops the glue from spreading onto your ironing board. You literally just pop it down, put your applique in between like that if you want one on either side. Just press over like that. And then, because it's a Teflon sheet, just pulls off. And then when it cools down, you can just peel any glue off, because there's nothing worse, is there, than getting glue on the bottom of your iron, or even worse, on your ironing board cover. This just stops that completely. So that's fantastic. But this is what... So I had to stop Laura from nicking these earlier because she adores these. Now, can I just say, Tula Pink does some scissors like this, and her price isn't the same as ours. And you know I adore Tula. Oh, look at these. They're electromagneplated thingy rather to give you that colours. But look, they've got they've got a slightly curved blades. So if you're doing any reverse applique, or you just want to get in and do a little bit of snipping around your applique, but look at the colour. So you're getting this and this together, this and this, for £14 or $20. Aren't they lovely? Those are, you're never going to lose those, eh? Look at the colours splashing through there. Gorgeous, aren't they? I'm supposed to have done that from a still, but they're too gorgeous. Oh, now they can now live in there, which is where Laura wanted them to go in the first place. Right. The which one? Oh, the one thing I didn't get on my table. Look, have a look at them over there, right? And then I'll, look, we have got these. Now, they're hooked, apparently. We've got Danny the Duckling. We have got Leroy the Lion. I've got Louis the Lamb. What's the next one then? Oh, what's the hedgehog called? Hazel. Hey, that's Hazel the hedgehog. Look at her hair. And then I've got Kyra the kitten. Aren't they gorgeous? We will be showing you later, or Sarah will be showing you later how to do those, because she's got... look at the price. Look at the price, half price. They're half price, $4.99 each or $6.99. Right, so I've got so much, I don't know where we are. What are you showing us first?
Well, I've decided I'm going to go rogue. I wasn't supposed to do this, but I'm going to do the feet first, because apparently there's loads of you just adding these to your basket at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through what all of the 10 feet are and what you use them for. And trust me, by the time you're finished, you'll get to the last one and think, how do I actually manage without having them? Trust me, I can tell you now, I was sewing last weekend. I was doing some oilcloth and it was sticking at my foot. And I was so frustrated because I haven't got a set of these at home. My set was at the office and I was thinking, I just need that Teflon foot. And if I had the Teflon foot on, it would just glide smoothly. So
is that when you were making a bag for mother-in-law?
I wasn't doing a bag, I was doing some cushion covers.
Oh, cushions, that's right, cushions, yeah.
Some nice cushions. But you see how much easier the Teflon foot will slide over if you've got any sort of oilcloth, or if you've been doing bags. You know, we did one a couple of weeks ago where we made our own oilcloth with the
yes.
If you want to do that with any of this, you've got that lovely Teflon foot. So that's the first one. That's quite an easy one to spot, okay?
Yeah.
Now, this next one here, this is your concealed zipper foot. So I hadn't done much work with concealed zips. I'd just used all regular zips, and then we ran out of regular zips in our shop. So I had to buy some concealed zips. And you know what? They're so much neater, aren't they? They look lovely. But for that one, you're going to use your concealed zipper foot. So you're going to need the special foot to enable you to put concealed zips on. Even if you only want 1 or 2 of these feet, it's worth buying the whole set. Trust me, right? Now, let's have a look at this one. This is, if you're doing like a little girl's skirt, or I use this one an awful lot if you're taking anything up and you want a blind hem. You've got a whole foot for your blind hem. So let's have a look. I'll show you them all here. This is your blind hem foot. So can you see it's got this little turner in here, little screw. So it's going to allow you to tighten this up exactly to the size of your blind hem. Now bear in mind, when you get all of these feet, Lizzie is coming home with you to show you, I mean, they're easy enough to fix on, I'm going to show you that, but how to adjust and work with each one. So if we don't get a chance to show you all 10 today, you can go and you can watch the little video for each one of them when you get this home, okay? So that is your blind hem foot on there as well.
That's really good for school trousers and things like that. If you're doing your kids' school trousers over and over again.
I've just started buying, for our Oliverty's karate kit, my 6-year-old's growing so fast, it's easy just to buy the bigger size of everything and take everything in.
Yeah.
Right, this is brilliant, your cording foot. Now let me show you which one it is. Here it is under here, all right? So fantastic to use. Can you see on here, John, what happens is you've got this like little area that your cord goes over. It gets caught underneath this little area here and goes underneath your foot. So that what you can then do is it feeds your cord through at the same time, and you just put your zigzag stitch on. And now this is over a few little pieces of embroidery floss. So you can go straight over your, whether it's cording, here's a one where we've done it, or onto a nice little bag. So can you see it's enabled you to stitch over the cording absolutely perfectly because you feed the cording into that foot. I had a nice little strip earlier that I could have, if actually we just cut a little strip and I'll show you.
No.
Here we go. Right, so if I just cut a tiny little strip off the end of here, then you'll be able to see. This is ready so that I can show you the quilting foot as well, because you've got like a quilting guide foot on here. So let's imagine this was a little bit of ribbon, for example.
Yeah.
Right? It just goes underneath that part there and then underneath your foot. So that would be your little fine piece of ribbon or your piece of cording or whatever it is. So that now clips onto your machine. You put your fabric underneath and you set it to zigzag stitch, and it's just going to zigzag it perfectly and just feed it under as it's coming along. Isn't that brilliant? So that is your cording foot on there.
You know what that's also good for? You know, you can buy sequins on a string.
Yes.
And you're doing kiddies' dance costumes. You can do it if they, like plastic sequins. Put that underneath and just zigzag. Oh, there, you got it there.
Zigzag straight over.
That, yeah.
Yep, it'll do it all. Yeah, with cord, sequins, anything like that. Perfect, right? Now, you've also got, so which ones have we done? Pin tuck foot. This one's your pin tuck foot. I love pin tuck. Love that effect. And can you see, it gives you like a zigzag over that, because what it does is it gathers it together and stitches it down at the same time. So this one's your pin tuck foot here, and then here is a lovely, I always love this sample here, I don't know who made this one. I love this effect with the pin tuck, just pulling it up as we go. So that is your pin tuck foot in there as well. You've got a rolled hem, so if you want to just do, I mean, I know I've tried to do these before without having the rolled hem foot. What a faff on it, isn't it? Trying to roll it as you're going. Well, can you see, if I show you nice and up close, it's got like a little roll for you to roll your fabric inside it, so that it does the rolling as it's stitching over the top of the rolling for you. So that one's your rolled hem foot on there as well. Your overcasting foot, I'm going to be able to show you. We saw that where we did on the little girls over here. The Teflon foot, the gathering foot. So here we go. If you want to do some gathering, can you see how this one works? You've got a little area underneath here for you to put your secondary fabric into. So what it does is it feeds you two fabrics. It allows you to feed the two in, and one gets gathered as you're going along. So again, it's all something that you could have done by hand, but how much easier is it when you've got the foot to help you with? And then the last one is this lovely big foot here, and this is going to enable you, if you're wanting to do like can you see it's got all of your markings on, so if you're wanting to do, you know, table mats, you're doing any quilting or whatever, it's going to allow you to get them in exactly the same space, so you've got something to line up with underneath.
It's like an echo quilt, that, isn't it, where you've done one line and then you just echo. I haven't heard
that term, but that's a great idea. That's a great way to describe it. So you get all of those, and it really hit home for me, John, when you said most places you go to buy them and they're like $19.99 a foot.
Yeah, a simple one would be $9.99, but your tricky ones, like some of these, would be $19.99.
$19.99.
Yeah.
And you see, it's really, really easy to do. So let's have a little look. What did I get out here ready? Yes, so if you wanted to put on, they all just clip on straight away. So all we're going to do is clip off the back of your foot, and then you're just going to come straight in with your next one. So for example, say I want to bring on here, if I'm going to do that lovely, you know, it's going to put the echo. Did you say echo?
Echo, yeah, it's
quite
echo.
Like that.
Echo,
so if I just want to go down, oh, look at that. I've just changed my, I'm just going to put it the other way. I've done it back to front, John.
Oh.
I've done a Sara. So here we go. Back to front. Do you know what I'm doing? I'm looking at the camera as you're going through. So I'm trying to look at what you're looking at, so that I can see what you're looking at, and then doing everything back to front upside down. And I'm not the world's best sewer to start with, and then try to do everything back to front upside down provides its own challenges, all right? So let's have a look. We'll do the first one, and then if we come and put the second part in, all we're going to do is line this up. Say I want to line it up here. Can you see that? I've got my line coming along, so all I'm going to do is line it up perfectly against that line, and it means that as I'm getting my strip down, that's going to give me an exact gap between one piece and the next one. It's going to give it nice and neat. Let's have a look. I've got stuff all over here, loads, right? So that's it. All of your feet, it's exactly the same. So should we put that, should we do the overcasting foot?
Yes.
Right, so you know you said about the little guide on the back, John. Yeah. You can have a little look and see which one it is. I always just come back to this. So I know the overcasting one is the one that's got the little black line on. So that just comes on here. Oh, did I have me? Oh, I think I've left me demo bit in the other room, John, to do me demo. Here it is. Right, let's have a look. Just give us a second to get myself tidied and ironed up, because this is me rolled hem demo, and I'm going to just iron this, and then I'm going to show you how to do the rolled hem. Okay, so I'm just going to show you how. I haven't got the actual DVD that comes with it over this side, but look. Also, how many times when you use your sewing machine do you go, oh, where's my zipper foot? Because my machine has so many little compartments for the feet, but this, you can keep them stored in this next to your sewing machine the whole time. Also, what Sarah was saying about this one here, doesn't have to just be for quilting. You know, if you do top stitching, like you've done a deep hem and you want to do 2 lines of top stitching, or, you know, on jeans, when you do 2 lines of bright orange stitching, if you're doing the hem or something like that, and if you're not absolutely brilliant at following a line, you can just follow this line here, and your seams
your stitches will be exactly the right amount apart all the time. And each one, like the Teflon foot, how many times on Great British Sewing Bee did they say, oh, we need a Teflon foot, where's the Teflon foot? Why aren't they using a Teflon foot? You've got all yours. You get all of these for £20 or $25. I know, and you get 10 of them. And as we were just saying, I mean, they come in the lovely little case there, but on the back, you've got a key to what every foot is, which one each foot is. But then, if you want a masterclass in how to use each of them, obviously, when Sara just said, oh, I'm going to show you how to do all of these, I was thinking, we'll still be here on Thursday if she's going to do every single one of those feet. They're all on the video, the DVD. They're all on the DVD. Have a look. There you go. So there's Lizzie with her short hair. Different. She's in a different room there, isn't she? Just how you're showing it, clipping it on, and then you know where you put your thread, how you use it, and everything. It's all, and there's perfect close-ups and everything. Look, so you can see exactly what she's doing, exactly what the finished effect is, and everything like that. And you can just say, why don't you just sit with a cup of tea and watch the whole DVD to start with? Listen, look at her lovely nails, and look, and then just chat away and listen to what she's got to say about each of the different feet. It's all there. So it's all there, and you get. So how much would that DVD cost you? You see, how much would that? How many? £15, right? That means the feet are a £5, doesn't it? That's not right. That's so not right, is it? It's all right. Don't worry. Still buy them. You come through and get them. It's only you that gets advantage. Oh, how brilliant! How brilliant is that? Also, the amount of times you get a machine and you lose the odd foot or whatever, this way, apart from keeping them safely, you can just replace that foot for the price that it would have cost you to buy one foot anyway. I know. Brilliant. Okay. Right. So what are you up to now then?
Right, well, I've got my iron out and I've ironed that. So to do a blind hem, John, right, what you've got to remember is you've got to fold. It might be easier for you to see. I don't know if maybe it's overhead. This is how you fold your fabric over, okay?
Yeah.
So this is we're going to go along here and it catches this little bit of the fabric. Now, I've tried to do this, John, before, just without having the foot.
Yes.
And do you know what happens? I always catch too much of the fabric.
Yes, and it looks worse than it did to begin with if you do that.
Well, can you see with this one, what it does is it has somewhere under here, so it just has a little bit that goes up again. So as you're going along, it's just going exactly up against the edge, and it means you always catch just exactly the right amount of fabric. So what I'm going to, and this is why you would use the little twister here, you see, because it moves this in and out depending on how big you want your stitch to be. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it at the one it comes at, which is all, I'll be really honest, I've never changed mine. Looks complicated this, but I've never changed my one at home. And I've set my stitch, I've changed the stitch here to number 8. So on my machine, on the Stitch Pro, it's number 8. You want, I wish I could show you number 8 here. You want the one that goes down, down, in, down, down, in.
Which down, all down, basic machines have these days. It's
everyone, yeah. Even our L100, our basic sewing machine has that foot on there, has that stitch on there as well. So
can I just say very quickly that Fiona says, I bought these feet from a Singer 1 Plus and they work perfectly. And then Pam bought the feet. She said, I bought them a couple of months ago and then bought a quilting foot. And the quilting foot alone cost $29.99. The one foot costs $29.99. Then there's 2 other messages for you. One's from Christina, just saying, hello, Sara. And then one from Marjorie, and I don't really understand this. Is this your nickname? Good morning, Fibs.
Good morning, what?
Fibs.
Fibs.
Don't know where that's come from.
I don't know where that's come from.
Unless you've done... Anyway, sorry, carry on.
Do you want me to pull this out? Right, so if you have a little look, can you see there? Oh, I'm trying to get right to the camera.
Yeah.
So you can see it is literally perfect how it's caught the edge of that fabric. Mm-hmm. If I dared show you mine that I've done before in the past, it's all over. Because I get nervous, because I know it's the school stuff, so I have to get it right. It's only the school stuff I ever bother with. And the more nervous I am, the slower I'm trying to go and the more all over the joint it is. Well, what happens, you see, and I've done this with white on purple, so that you'll be able to see it. Obviously, when you turn the trouser back down, that is what you get at the end of the trouser. So that's how you get that back. So honestly, if you're a little bit like me and you're a fairly beginner sewist, it's worth it just to have the blind hem foot, I think, and just to I use this because I've done little bits with the oilcloth. Even if there's just 2 or 3 of these feet, you're going to use a lot. Now, one of the other ones I really wanted to show you was if you don't have an overlocker or a serger, you have the foot, here we go, called the overcasting foot. So can you see it's the one that's got this little black piece on here. And you see how when we put this on, when I showed you this foot, I said it's brilliant for you. Here we go. Oh, where was I folding? Oh, yeah, right. No, I kind of fold it back round now. Right, I was saying it was brilliant, here we go, for lining up the edge here, right?
Yeah.
This is exactly the same. If we're just going to go, say we're going to sew something, let's just iron that, and you want to overlock that edge. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the foot on here, and you'll see again, that will just give me a guide to come onto here. Now again, what you need now is this stitch that looks like an overlocker. So from mine, having a little look at this, I'm going to guess something like number 12. Yep, so I'm going to go up to number 12. 12, right. And then we'll pop this one on. And again, what it's doing is, it's just giving you that perfect line to lean up against. So this is just going in here. It's a shame you kind of can't see it with the close-up one that we've got. But as I come along here, you see, what it's doing is, it's giving me that lovely overlocked edge. I'm just going to tie all my things in there. Right.
Oh.
There we go. Oh, it's because I've caught my... I knew it as I was going, and I thought, oh, I'll totally get away with that. I've just caught my thread along the back of the, there we go. So, oh, you can use the little scissors. Here we go, right? Yeah. So, if I pop that back on and just take it a little bit further down, I've just caught my thread in the back there, because I try and pull them. Do you know, I'm terrified of having to thread my machine live on air, so I never bother, right? So let's have a look. If we cut this off the edge here, and then I'll take that through. So, and bear in mind, I'm doing mine with little scraps of thread to show you here, right? So you've got your thread out the back, and all we're going to do is we're going to come along, and it's just, there we go, overlocking that edge. Oh, John.
Yeah, so it's basically...
Oh, no, I want stitch 11, not 12.
Oh,
I've done the left-hand side stitch and the right-hand side. So I'll just pull this out and thread this again, John.
Yeah.
And show you again. I will show you it because I'm desperate to show you this one now.
Okay, what we're aiming to achieve is, you know, if you have an overlocking machine, how it cuts the fabric and kind of stitches around the edge of the fabric. Obviously, this won't cut the fabric, but it does that sort of stitching that goes around and does the finish to it and everything like that. And you just need to get it lined up. While Sarah's doing that, I just want to remind you about my sunrise special from earlier, because flying out, absolutely flying out. Now, what you do is you buy 3 but pay for 2. So what you need to do is, if you get 9 pens and you pay £12 for them. So this packet is $5.99 on its own. So if you buy one packet, you put one packet in, you'll be charged $5.99. If you put 2 packets in, you'll be charged £12 or $11.98, or kind of $16. If you put 3 in, you're only charged for 2 and you get the 3rd one for free. But it's really important. We don't automatically do that because we don't know that you want all 3 for the sunrise special. You need to put all 3 in your basket. Then when you come to checkout, it will just take the price of one of these off your total. So if you could buy 1 packet if you want for $5.99, if you want 3 pence, but I would warn you, not they run out quickly, but we can't replace them very quickly. So what you need to do is have lots in your drawer ready to go. Or you've always got friends that need one or anything like that. Just make sure you get, so you need to put 3 in your basket, and when you come to check out, you will only pay for 2. Oh, I've got to do a stock update on the pressing sheet and the scissors. Oh, it's on the still there. Half the stock of these have gone. Well, I'm not surprised. It's £14, $20. So, do you know what? Either of those two, how much are you saving there? 30%. I think you're saving more than that, because I think you'd pay that much for either of these. A pair of scissors like that for £14, I think so. Look at them. They're gorgeous. Look, I'm going back to my jewellery days, aren't I? Jewellery shopping days. I love the colours. It's done by electromagnetic thingies to get those colours in there like that. It's like dropping them in oil on water, isn't it? Those beautiful different colours. In real life, there's an awful lot of pink on these, but you're not seeing too much pink on the telly there, are you? But this is brilliant. This Teflon sheet is fantastic. If you're doing applique, or if you're doing any work with lace, if you're gluing lace onto anything, this is fantastic. Bonder webbing lace onto anything. This is brilliant because it protects your iron, and it protects your ironing board cover as well. So you get both of those for £14 or $20. I just think it's brilliant, isn't it? And so do you, because these are absolutely flying out this morning. Right, sewing machine feet, £20. This is the best buy This is one of the best buys I've ever seen. Oh, that sounds a bit dramatic, but it's true. £20 for 10 sewing machine feet, which we know definitely fit singers, that definitely fits Gemini machines. They will fit, they're universal fit. They will fit most machines, these. And you get 10 feet for £20. Go on then.
You know what I need to do, John? I need to watch Lizzie's video again.
Oh.
Because honestly, I've tried 12, I've tried 11, and neither it's catching. And this is the thing, right? I'm not an advanced sewer, so this isn't second nature to me, but neither is it for most of our customers, which is why we just put the video in. So obviously I can't go and do it now, but if you just go back, and this is what I love, if you only, so for example, that quilting guide might be really obvious, but if you want a little bit of a reminder of what I was just showing you with the carding foot, you just go back and you just go to the chapter for the carding foot. You don't have to watch the whole of Lizzie talking through all 10, you just go to the one you want. And can you see what she does is every time she walks you through, and this is what I did for the ones that I've used, I literally just go back, have a little look, and I like to have my machine out at the same time so I can watch it and do it at the same time. And then I'm like, oh yes, that makes total sense. And what you'll find is, whereas I'm trying to do it here for you, back to front, upside down for the camera, can you see how we've got a camera nice in, up close, exactly on the bit that you need to see, so she can walk you through. So it's much easier for you to be able to see. I'm trying to get across to you what the 10 different feet and what they do. Honestly, so useful, but then she'll be able to walk you through and you can have a really great look at exactly what she's doing. In fact, she's using there the one that's very similar to the foot I've just been using. This is the one that's for an exact 1/4 inch. But then it's the similar principle when you use the overcasting foot, which is what I've been showing you. You just need to change your stitch, which she'll talk me through when I go and watch her on the DVD.
So there we are.
That's the beauty of it. You know, we get everything you need and all the instructions to go with it.
Graham has asked, will these fit? Graham's wife, Jean, has got a brother. Will these fit? They're universal fittings, Graham, so they should fit a brother, yes. Because as long as you put your feet on by just clicking down like that, they should do, yes, definitely. And at £20, I mean, well, if they're not right, send them back. You know, it's as simple as that. Right, so where are we moving to now? What gorgeousness are we going to now? Oh. She's finished?
I'm like, what are we doing
wrap
next?
Up, Sarah. Sarah's put them away and moved on.
Have you got the mystery fabric bundle? Because I've got a demo with the mystery fabric bundle.
Yes,
so I'll get the demo out. You can show everybody what you get.
Okay, so you don't get this canvas bag. We've just done it to like that. But what you do get is you get 4 half meters of fabric, right? Which have been collated so they all go together. Now, can I just tell you, I know this because they were in the back of my car yesterday. As I drove, I don't know what was going on in Evesham yesterday. 10 police cars, 4 ambulances went past. And when I went into the Evesham store, another 4 went past as well. I don't know what was going on. Anyway, so you get 4 half meters of fabric, plus you get this, right? Now, this is a DVD, CD-ROM. What is it? I'll get it right. Let me get it the right thing. It's a CD-ROM, and it requires a functioning internet connection. That's what I'm saying. Right, but look on the back here. All the projects, all of these projects are on here. So the patterns, the instructions, everything. Again, it's Lizzie on the front there with another different hairstyle. And there are 7 different projects, right? All there. That comes for free in the bag. So you get 4 half meters of fabric plus this for £20. I know, it's just brilliant. This on its own, if you were to buy this on its own, £14.99. £14.99 for that on its own. How much would the fabrics be? 4 half meters of fabric. You see what I mean? You're getting a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant deal. And can I just tell you, I've seen the fabrics that are going into the mystery bags. And I was like, I was with Rachel at the shop in Evesham, and I was like, well, that can't be going in, surely. I was saying, this isn't for it, is it? She was like, yes, it is. And I was like, this. They are the most, I mean, they're top quality quilting weight cottons. I know. Now, what about my little Norman? How's he doing? Oh, look, we've got a few left. Make sure you get to go through for this one. The only place you can buy this at the moment is here. This is the only place you can get this at the moment. It's £32.50 Norman kit. Everything you need is in the kit apart from stuffing, right? And Joe did do a demonstration for us earlier. £32.50 or $42. He's just gorgeous. And if you weren't watching earlier, Norman was one of my cats. Sadly, I lost Norman and Nellie. I lost them both last year. They were 19 and a half. And it still makes me sad to this day. And when Joe sent me the picture of this lovely Norman, it was like, oh. Anyway, 32.50. They were selling a third of the stock had gone before we even came on air this morning. Now loads have gone. Absolutely loads have gone. Right, mystery bundle with Sara. Which pattern did you say you were making?
I'm going to do the pincushion.
Oh, there you go, pincushion.
Mm-hmm. Do you want me to show you actually? Right, so here's the thing. You remember what I said? You get the project CD. Here are the 7 projects that come on that CD-ROM. So can you see you're going to get the children's play mat, you've got the patchwork quilt, we've got the storage box, the doorstop, the pincushion, which is the one I'm going to do, the toy storage and the zipper pouch. Now, I just printed this on, I was being tight, John. I just did it on my home printer and I had it on black and white. I didn't think I would be showing it on air. You could print yours in lovely colour print if you want. But the point I wanted to show you is you've got all of the step-by-steps, but then you've also got, not only the instructions, all of the pattern. So it tells you here you need a square and you need to cut 6 of these. So here we go, I've cut 6 of my square. You need to cut the fox's face, you need to cut 1 of those in fabric, and you also need to cut the ear. So let's have a look. With the ears, I've got 2 with a backing fabric and 2 with the front fabric. Now for the face, this is my fabric, right? So this is one of the ones that was, this is again one of the ones from the mystery fabric bundle. Now, here is one where I've stabilised it. So if you want to make life a little bit easier, all you do is get the stabilised fabric and look how much easier it is. It's like cutting paper then. If you want to cut around that pattern, you can do it with the stabilised one. And just because we're going to zigzag stitch it onto the front of our little piece, it's going to be much easier to do with the stabilised piece. So
looks like a little pair of pants.
It does, doesn't it? It's going to be his little face, you see.
Oh, yeah, I can see it.
So can you see? It's going to be his little face. So there's the one that's been stabilised. There's the one that I'd cut that's not been stabilised, just so that you can see the difference. Completely up to you which one you want to use, okay? Now, here's what we're going to do. So you follow the instructions and it tells you that you're going to lie these out in the shape of a cross. So you see we go down like this because we're going to make it's a cube when we put it together. So you put it into the shape of a cross, and this one in the middle is what we're going to do our little fox, the little fox's face. So you're going to take, there's his little face on the front, all right? Now his ears, all you're going to do is we're going to take the ears and you're going to stitch right sides together around the edges and turn them through.
Right.
So I've got 2 little ears that I've done exactly that width and turn them through. And all I'm going to do, John, is we want his little ears to come up on here. So I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to zigzag around this, and then I'm just going to stitch his little ears on. So you'll see me doing all of that. You can chit chat or whatever.
I can, because Ema's messaged. Oh, well, no, first of all, Anne's messaging going, oh, I've purchased again. My poor husband is quivering. Listen, what you need to do, Anne, is tell him how much he's saving. That's the best way to explain it. Well, it could have been £299 and I've only spent £209. Do you know what I mean? It could be like that. And then Ema says, what's the lovely fabrics behind you, John? Oh, now they're Liberty fabrics. Now, I don't know if we've got those in stock anymore. They were a couple of seasons ago. If you go to the website and type in Liberty, you'll see if we have any Liberty fabrics still there. But there are a couple of seasons ago now. One was at last Christmas and things. I think they're just using them, the bolts as set decoration at the moment. But you can have a look on the website. Or if you cut a bit off for you if you want a little bit. No, I couldn't. I'm not allowed. Okay, so whilst Sarah's, are you all right doing that over there?
Oh, yes. I'm just happy to just stitching away. Look, I'm using those lovely little scissors as well.
They're Applique scissors. I know they're fantastic. Those scissors, but they aren't flying out. If you want those scissors and that pressing mat, that is one of our best sellers of the day. They're absolutely flying out the door at the moment. I know, fantastic. So in this mystery bundle, you get 4.5 meters of fabric. So you could almost do all of these projects with all of the mystery fabrics, because you've got 2 meters of fabrics. If they're all little projects like that, then you're going to be able to use all of them, aren't you? And you get the CD-ROM with all of the instructions. And so now, did you say you can print? Did you print those patterns off from the CD then? So you print the patterns off.
So you put it in the computer and you can print off the pattern, and then you can then sit and watch how to do the project. So that's why we do them as CDs, not DVDs. Because if it was a DVD, you'd only have the step-by-step project. Whereas I think it's much nicer if you're able to, because quite often what happens is you only need to watch the instructions once on how to do this. Once you've watched the instructions, you'll be absolutely fine. You can then make it as many times as you want.
Do you fussy cut that so there's a dot right in the middle so it looks like his nose?
I did. And then I realised when I did my other one that I showed you with the stabiliser, I hadn't been that clever.
Oh.
So, great. Can I give you a little tip when you're doing when you're sewing a cube like this? And it talks you through all this on the instructions, right? Can you see there, I've stopped 1/4 inch before the edge.
Right.
You need to make sure on all of the pieces you're going to stop. Oh, look at that. I've gone so close to the edge I haven't caught in me little ears, so I think I'll just catch them in.
Right.
But what you need to do is you need to make sure that you stop 1/4 inch before the edge, John, because that's how we're going to sew the cube together. You'll see when we come to put the whole thing together as a cube.
Okay,
so stop a little 1/4 inch before the edge. And I'm just going to do that. So there's going to be my bit with the ears in, all right?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to pop this piece in now, and you can see there, I'm going to start it just slightly in, and then we're going to stop 1/4 inch before the edge for the next one.
I'd be tempted to stabilise all of these pieces.
Just to make life a little bit easier.
And also, if you're going to make a little cube out of it, it'll give it a little bit more body to start with, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? And it'll make it easier to sew as well.
Yes, it would make it a little bit easier to sew. Yeah, you could do. I mean, like I said, I only did one little bit.
Yeah.
But can you see how easy? The thing is with these projects, she's tried to do quite easy projects.
Yes.
So even if you're a beginner, they're going to be perfect to start with, and they just use small amounts of fabric.
Yeah.
That's what I like about them. You're going to use the tiniest bits of fabric realistically. So you're going to be able to make quite a few of these.
Yeah, but also with the kids still at home on homeschooling, you know, do a sewing class with them and you could get lovely little projects. And then it's not just, learn how to do a pleat, learn how to do a hem or something. You're actually physically making. They can give them to their friends as presents then, can't they?
I know. So because I've been doing some sewing with my kids. Well, I say with the kids, really just my eldest one, who is only 6. And as I was telling you last week, I've had quite a few of the other mums at the school have decided to buy, we do a little starter machine, the L100 it is. So it's just it's just over £100, brilliant little starter one for anyone, again, if you've got kids wanting to get into it, or if you're just starting out on your sewing journey and you don't want to spend too much until you kind of know what you're doing a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not good, exactly. So that's a brilliant kind of way to get started as it was. Now, can you go? So you can see now where we're going to start and bring this together as a cube. So these two pieces here are then going to come together.
Oh, and that's why you've left your 1/4 inch, because you've gone to the end. You wouldn't get to fold that up, would you?
And all of this, I only knew this from having watched Lizzie. It's the same story in my life, John. Yeah. I only knew this from having watched Lizzie do it on that instruction. So you can see now where we're starting to get that. There's formed that lovely cube in the corner.
Yeah.
So I'll do exactly the same on this one. It's actually a lot easier than you think it's going to be, because you cut the pieces to size.
Yeah.
As long as you always leave that little 1/4 inch when you're coming to it, it's going to be a lot easier to sew together than you would imagine it would be.
Now, you know those squares? Is there a builder block with a square that size in it?
Oh, John, now you're thinking, aren't you? What a brilliant question. Yes, there actually is.
So I'd get bored cutting all those squares out. Obviously, you need to cut the pattern for your fancy nose bit and everything in your ears, but you could cut like 8 of those box squares out in
easily
16
in one go.
seconds. You know what I mean?
That's a good point. I like your thinking there, John, and I'm annoyed with myself that I hadn't even thought of that.
Oh dear, don't be annoyed.
Yeah. So, but I'm just thinking, crikey, I could have done that, and I could have shown you that just to make it even a little bit easier.
Oh, well, next week.
Next week. Well, but you can see the idea, yes. So I literally sat and cut all of these by hand, ready to do on the show. Right.
You, the inventor of the Gemini machine, sit there and cut them all out.
Right, can you see how it's all coming together quite easily? What you need to do is obviously leave one of the sides open, because we're going to have to turn it inside out and we're going to stuff it.
Right.
So I'm not quite going down every edge, I'm just going down every one bar one of them.
It's a quick little project as well, isn't it? Sometimes you just want to sew something, don't you? Just make something really quickly.
And have it finished. Yeah, be able. I'm a big giver. I like to make things that I can give.
Yeah.
So, like for example, I spent all weekend baking, but no sooner have they come out the oven than I'm wanting to go and deliver them and give them to people. I didn't
see any delivered here this morning.
No, there's no way they'll ever last through till a Tuesday. There was a couple of scones left yesterday morning, that was it. So you're waiting any longer and you've had it. There we go. So I'm going to leave that last little piece there ready for us to do the turn through. Yeah. So if I turn this all through. But yes, it's the same with your sewing. If you want to do, I like to do projects and then be able to go and gift them.
Yeah.
Right, I've got a bit of toy stuffing. Here we we go. So I'll just get my toy stuff out.
You've got the one that we were missing earlier.
Yeah, I've got a couple of bits at home. Yeah, trust me. If you're looking for it, chances are I've been in and raided the shop. Okay. Now, it looks like an awful lot of toy stuff in here, but trust me, if you want your pincushion to be able to take a lot of pins, you want a lot of toy stuff in it. So there we go. So we can get that all nicely stuffed in. And then all you're going to do for the last little bit, I think I can probably even get a little bit more in there still, is you're just going to do a little whip stitch to close it all off.
Brilliant. Oh, look at all of that.
Just get it all in now, probably to about there. It's just nice, right? And then I don't think you need to sit and see me do some hand stitching, but you'll see that bit there. We're literally just going to whip stitch it closed along there. Yeah. But you can see how we've done that little cutie fox there, and then all you're going to do is either sew on. Can you see I brought a couple of little buttons in as well? Either sew on, or even you could just stick on if you wanted. A couple of little buttons for his eyes, and there's your nice little pincushion project. I wanted you to see that there is some easy projects in there. If you just want like a nice little quick 10-minute project to be able to do, I think that's going to be a cracking one to get started with.
Right, I've got a quick question from Kylie. How do you stabilise material? Right, Kylie, what you do is go to the website and we've got bottles of stabiliser and you literally just spray it onto your fabric. You can, if you're doing, you can either use Best Press, which we sell out on the website, which just gives it a gentle stabilisation. If you want to do like Sara's just did then, we have, it's called, what's the official? It's just called stabiliser.
It comes in on the tin.
I was going to say, oh, there it is up there. Can I get up? Do you mind if I get up? Right, very quickly. That's fine. There we go. Look, this is it. You literally just spray it onto your fabric, let it dry, and it will stabilise your fabric, which just makes it that little bit sturdier. If you're going to do a lot of bias strips, this is fantastic because it really stops the fabric from moving once it. It's £11.99. And that'll last you for a long time. Because you imagine the ones that we just used now. You just give it a little bit of a squirt. I don't know if it'll say. Yep. Okay, now you know the Build-A-Block square that I was just talking about? Well, look. Oops, I'll just drop that on the floor, but it's not going to leak all over the place. Look, Build-A-Block. I wasn't actually talking about that one. I was thinking in the Build-A-Block big block box, but you can buy it on its own. So look, the Build-A-Block expansion pack squares. Oh, nice. See, this is something new to me. We've not covered these on my shows yet.
So this is, you know, within the Build-A-Block, this is the bottom drawer with all the squares
Well, I was going to say, I was thinking they'd have to buy the whole Build-A-Block.
No, if you just want the one drawer, the reason we did these, John, is a lot of people do a lot of cutting at once. Yes. So because you can only cut 8 layers of fabric, sometimes people want to cut, you know, so if you do a lot of half square or quarter square triangles, you might find you're using the same one over and over again. So you might just buy an extra layer of just quarter square triangles or just half square triangles or just the squares, and then you can do essentially 2 at once.
Yes, so because in the box at the moment, if you buy the Build-A-Block, if you want a 4-inch square, you can only cut 8 4-inch squares. But if you've got that one, you can do twice as many at the same time because you can just cut them all at the same time. That's fantastic, isn't it? Here's the Build-A-Block deal that I was talking about, though. This is that if you buy the Build-A-Block, you get the double wedding band quilt, a pattern, dies completely and utterly free. They sell for 69. Was it 69? Was it £69 they sell for? 60. I'm getting to know all the prices now, you see. £69. Now you get that as a free gift from us. You buy the Build-A-Block and you get the double wedding band as a gift from us. £99.99. Of course, if you're a club member, then you'll get the perks that you normally get. If you're a brand new member and you haven't joined Club Inspire yet, you'll get 20% off that. Or you could also get your 20% off if you use the John 20 discount. If you haven't used it yet this month so far. Right, sorry. Oh, the carry-all set. Oh, that's over here. Right. This is a deal that Sara's put together for you where you can get the pattern for the carry-all, right? This is, look at that, $14.99. How much are you saving? Let's have a look. Well,
$18.98.
You've got a bigger telly than me, see. My eyes are going. And we're going to have to swap over one week. Right, okay, so what you get is these are meter fabrics. These are beautiful fabrics, right? You get 2 of these, right? Let me show them like that. There you go.
Tell you what, you keep the fabrics, I'll take the pattern.
Oh, yeah.
And then I can use the pattern to show everybody how to make it.
Perfect.
Lovely.
So what you get is if you buy this for $14.99, you get the pattern and you'll get 2 of those fabrics, right? So they're random. They are random. You'll get 2 of those fabrics. We also have a sewing machine cover, which I haven't got the pattern for here, but it was on Sara's machine earlier. It's the most beautiful fabric. Oh, there you go. Oh, is that what that pick? It's limited stock. It's limited stock, this one. Right, and you'll get the other 2 fabrics if you buy that one while stocks last. But obviously, if the way it's flying out, you'll all end up with. But anyway, the best way, like Sara said, to get all 4 fabrics to buy both those panels, both of those patterns and everything. But these are gorgeous. These are really the quality of these cotton. Now it's got your picture on the front. Did you design these?
I did.
So homemade. These are called. That one's called decorative lattice. 1 meter fabric bolt. Very nice. They're lovely. They're all gorgeous.
Oh, it's like when I was little and my dad told us I did something well. That's what it feels like.
Oh, but they are beautiful. I mean, they're good quality and they're lovely designs. Well, and they all go together so beautifully together. I see. If I got those at home, it would take me ages to cut into those because I just think, oh, they look lovely like that. I'll just leave them like that. I've got a fabric cupboard in my workroom at home, and it literally has got fabrics that have never ever been touched. They're just beautiful. They're just there because they're so gorgeous. But don't do that. Don't do as I do. Do as I say. Buy these and cut them up. Right, so what are you gonna make? You're gonna make the bag.
Well, I've just realised there's 6 in the collection, you see, but I took 2 of them home to prep the bag with, which is why you've only got 4 to show. So yes, if you're looking at my fabrics and thinking, well, they're nice. So yes, there's 6 in the collection. You will get 2 of them.
All right. So you're going to show us 2 other fabrics.
So I've got 2 other ones. So I'm using all the same colourways. So can you see? We also have the one that's got the lovely little print on, and then the one that's got like the barleycorn on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they all match all exactly the same colour palette.
Yes.
My favourite range when I did it, this one. I think it's my favourite one that I've ever done. Here's the sewing machine cover as well for anybody who was looking at it. Let's just turn that inside out and pop that over top of the machine, and you can see it there. It's just a lovely, nice. I haven't made this sewing machine cover, so I can't take credit for it. But of the 2, I thought I'd do the bag because it was a lot more universal. Obviously, you can make the sewing machine cover if you're doing them as gifts for other sewists, but the bag you could use for anything, and you can actually adapt the pattern. Do you want me to show you the pattern as they come, John?
Yes,
right?
please.
So when I open this up, in each one you've got a full set of instructions. Now bear in mind, I have given the vision of what I want, but I'm not a pattern maker. So we've had a pattern maker put together the patterns and then write you the full set of instructions on exactly how to do this. So you can see they've got step-by-step photos included. Now, as you said, John, they're not on that thin pattern paper.
Oh no, they're good quality.
No, they're printed. They're printed on big pieces of paper. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut all of these out, and it tells me this is what you're going to do out of your wadding and your batting, your lining fabric, your main bag panels, your straps, everything is done from here, okay? Even shows you where you want that straight of grain going as well. So that's your lovely big pattern. So you're going to, now I've already done mine and cut them all out. I've done this, I've made this bag quite a few times now actually, John. I can tell you it's a nice easy one to do.
I thought you were going to say it's a nightmare. I was going to say, well,
no, it's a nice easy one to do. So let's just work on a panel at a time. So if I show you my, here's one of the other ones that I've done, right? So this is again, same fabrics. What we're going to do is we're going to make this this panel at the front, and the idea is, you see, this is brilliant. I use it for my iPad, but if you want to put your big, if you take this to sewing class, for example, you can put your big cutting mats in here as well.
Foldable cutting mat. Oh yeah, I tell you what else will fit in there is your rotating cutting mat would fit nicely in there.
It would indeed, it would indeed. So I've cut the 2 sizes, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this first one to the wadding. So we've got all the sprays on the show actually, John. Yeah. So it just holds it all in place whilst we're working with it. The stick and spray for fabric is your repositionable spray. Your stick and stay is the one that once you iron it down, it becomes permanent. Yeah. So you can see there, that's wanting to pull away. We do loads of different ones. We also do them for paper craft. So if you want to mix and match, and you do paper craft as well, you can also mix and match with our paper craft fabrics.
Okay, can I just show you this very quickly, because they're $7.99 each, but if you buy 3, any 3, you pay for 2. You pay for 2. You pay for 2, so you can buy 3 of those, all 3 of those, all 3 of those, any combination. You have to put all 3 in your basket, and the price of one will drop off when you check out. I just happen to have those there. Right, do what? Oh, again, scroll through the different types. There they go. Up there. That's just different types there. Right, so like Sarah just said, there's fabric shield, there's the stick and spray, and there's stick and stay. Right, got it.
Right.
Go.
Here we go. So all I'm going to do, first bit really easily, I've just put these right sides together and I'm just going to stitch along the top bit there so that we create the front part of this bag here, right? So I'm just going to straight down. I've got 2 layers of fabric and my layer of wadding down there as well, John.
Okay, Lo said, I've just used my John 20 code. Thank you very much indeed. Lots of love. That's my pleasure. We've got Deborah watching in Texas, and we've got Sandy watching in North Carolina, and we've got Pam who's watching us, and she's making rainbow scrubs at the same time. That's what I call multitasking.
Do you know you should send us a photo? Because
it's
lovely.
Cheers.
Yeah. Brilliant. If you send us a
out.
photo, it's lovely to see what everyone's
We also had the
up to.
photos from earlier as well that we didn't show as well. We'll show them in a second for you. When they're ready, we'll show them. Give you a quick flash.
Right, so all I'm going to do now is get all of that pushed right up to the top, bring in that ironing board and just iron it as we're going along, kind of keep everything nice and neat as well.
Yeah.
So this is going to be the panel and it's going to go onto the front of my bag. Now the first thing I need to do is put on the handles. Now I will warn you, what I've done is I've already done the other half of my bag. So I've got the front half. What we're making now, John, is essentially a full panel like this. Right?
Yeah.
So the important thing is if you're doing 2 like this, you need to make sure that your handle lines up on both pieces.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to imagine this is the top. Let's imagine we've put the 2 bottoms together. There's the bottom of my other bag. Now the handle, all I've done, used a bit of that fabric. And I've already made the handle because I just stitched the 2 pieces together.
Is there a pattern piece for the handle?
There is a pattern piece for the handle. So, and that's all inside here. So in your pattern pack, there we go. So there's the straps. And not only do you get the straps, but it also talks you through joining the straps together. Because obviously you're not going to cut a big enough piece out of here. So can you see, first thing it does is show you how to join and stitch the straps together.
Excellent.
So there's my straps. What I'm going to do is get this lined up, go in there. Now I know I don't normally use pins, but I'm going to do it a little bit further up. Oh, so it's no good me putting my quilting clip on there, you see. So let's have a look. I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to pop these down and I'm going to stitch the strap onto this first. So just making sure, I don't know if you want to see me do this, right? I'm just making sure that the handle is all nice and neat and doesn't get twisted. Yeah. There we go. And I'm going to line those 2 pieces up together and then literally just stitch up as we're going up the sides. I'm going to follow the line of my stitching on here. I'm just going to follow that line and I'm going to do it. I'm going to slightly increase the stitch length. So let's go up a couple. Yep, I'm going to slightly increase the stitch length and just top stitch them on there, John.
And you go the full length, do you? You don't stop anywhere, you just do the full length of
full length, yes. So that's how I like to do it anyway. But what you'll find is, if you're making it for different purposes, you might want to do the straps in different ways.
Yes.
And also, it's quite an easy pattern to adjust.
Right.
So if you find, it's basically been designed for our sews out there to use. Yeah. However, if you find that it's just a little bit too tall for you, what you might want to do, let's have a look, I'm going to stitch it along the top as well. So what you might want to do is, instead of doing it for quite as long as what I've got it, you might instead want to do it and just have it half the length, for example. Mm-hmm. So right, I'm going to stitch that in there. You don't need to see me do all this, John. It's just very samey.
Got some photos here.
Go
Look,
on,
here
you
the rainbow
do photos,
scrubs
I'll do some
about.
top stitching.
That Pam has sent in. Oh, they're it'd be lovely if they're for a children's
fabric.
ward, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And then now I've got some messages from earlier. Hang on a sec, I'll just find it. Just show the picture and I'll find the message. There it is. Look, gorgeous. These are...
that's lovely. Whose is that one?
I'm just looking now.
Oh,
I've had so many messages today. Oh, hang on. No, hang on. I'm going through my messages. There's another one. Oh, that's a nice one, isn't it?
Same person sent all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Oh, someone's been doing that. Now, that was the Drunkard's Path from last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Fabulous.
Oh, crikey, I've got so many messages to go through. We can't find at the moment. Oh, no, we'd like to give a shout out. Hang on. I've just seen a couple of messages I didn't read earlier, but... oh, how funny. It just said I've got some pictures. Pictures include... So hang on, it was an email, wasn't it? Or was it? Oh...
He's still going.
I'm still going through all the messages. I'm sorry. I'll just say that June says, very impressed with Sara, sewing live on TV and standing up.
Oh, thank you.
If it was you...
Sometimes it goes right, sometimes it doesn't.
If it was you sending in a message, none of us can find it. How weird. I'll be with you in a second.
It's funny you say that about the standing up, because I've got so used to doing it. Sometimes I do the sewing at home standing up.
Oh,
as well.
do you?
Yeah. I mean, when I'm doing it with the kids, I do it with the kids on my knee. But yeah, if I'm just doing a little quick one, I'll literally just stand. I'm so used to doing it at this high desk, you see.
Well, we at Sewing Quarter, that's what we used to do all the time, and everybody just got, like Joe said this morning, oh yeah, no problem.
Yeah, it's just good to stand up. Right, are you ready? I'm going to stitch this onto the front now, okay? So all you're going to do is you've got this piece here. So I've cut out my larger piece of fabric. I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to stick the fabric onto the wadding, because what I don't want, John, is it doing any moving while we're going along. So can you see I'm getting that perfectly into place? And then all you do, I just like to peel a little bit of it back and give it a little bit of a spray as we're going. There we go. So a little bit of a spray, and then you can get that first half down perfectly in place, and then you do the same with the second half. It just kind of keeps all your sewing really nice, and
definitely.
It keeps your wadding all together.
So which wadding have you used underneath there?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Yep, I have no. I don't know what I don't know what the different names are. I just have a feel of it and think, yes, this one will feel nice for this project.
I have to say, it looks like the bamboo one, that one. But we've got waddings on our website. They're really, really good value for money.
Right, here we go. So, just going to position that on there.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, I probably should have top stitched along there. I'm going to go and do it. Oh. Otherwise, I'll be really annoyed with myself later when I haven't got my bag perfect. Right. I'm going to just do a little bit of top stitching along there. Let's have a look. I've now got an ironing board at my feet.
Oh, yes.
And trying to do it. There we go. It's going to look loads neater. Yes. I got a little bit obsessed with top stitching the last few weeks.
Oh, no, because once you get used to doing top stitching, it's frightening to start with, isn't it? But once you get it going.
That was me. Frightening to start with, and then once you start with it, I just don't like. I think everything looks so much nicer top stitched. Right, here we go. So, got my handle, all of them there ready. This is just going to tack onto the bottom, right? Now, because I'm going to not stitch it. Because I'm not stitching in there, I can use my quilting clips.
Oh, yes.
So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to tack it all the way around on all three sides, and then that'll be the front panel officially completed.
Oh.
Yeah, right, I am going to move this ironing board. There you go. Right, I'll sew. You can keep in with us, John.
Okay, then, right. Well, it's other items that are in the same Sew Homemade range, which we're going to show you now. So I'm going to start with these. Remember last week we were talking about Applique? Look at these. These are dies. So these are £3.49. So which one have we got first? The Applique. Oh, diamonds first. Diamonds first. So in here you get two dies. You get a big diamond and a small diamond. One is for your papers, one is for your fabric, so we can do EPP with these. £3.49 or $4 at the half price. Half price indeed. Now the Applique, which is what we were talking about last week. Now these are fantastic. I don't know if Sara's going to show you how to do these later on. I think she might.
I should hopefully get a bit of time to do that.
Yeah, we'll fit that in. I'll just get you introduced to them to start with. And then clamshells. Now, you know Joe Carter designed a very famous quilt called the Panda quilt, which were all made with clamshells. £3.49. Oh, it's gorgeous. It's so lovely. £3.49 for those. Right, now, from the same range, we have zips on a roll. Now, I didn't have these zips on a roll. I had zips on a roll as one of my sunrise specials during the break. Not the break, it wasn't a break. It was when I wasn't able to come in. And they absolutely flew out, right? So you get, if you've never heard of zips on a roll before, I don't want to break the box. These, whoever invented these, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. What it is exactly what it says on the tin, on the box. It zips on a roll, right? Look, Look. So you know how sometimes you go to the shop, you buy a zip and you think, oh, I bought an 8-inch and it needs to be a 9-inch, or the pattern says a 12-inch and you've only got a... This, you can make your own zips, right? Make your own zips because you've got 10 sliders on there, so you can make 10 zips out of this. Now, I don't know how much zippage you get on there.
5 metres on each one.
5 metres of pink, and you've also got pale blue, look. You've got pale blue as well.
They're the exact same colours to match in with the fabrics.
The fabrics,
so if you want to match it all in nicely.
So, if you're doing a project and you just need a 3-inch zip, you know how difficult it is to go and buy a 3-inch zip, you literally move all your sliders up like this, you cut your 3-inch zip there, with your slider on it, and then zip. Then if you need a 17-inch zip, you do exactly the same thing. Put one slider on, cut your zip at 17 inches, and you get the blue and the pink. They're lovely colours, like candy pink, that one is. How much is that? So, they're half price, $7.99. $7.99. And then last but not least...
Oh, before you start your next one, can I just tell you what I'm going to do?
Oh, yeah,
move on to my next bit, if that's all right, right?
Yeah.
I've finished that piece. I've got the other piece exactly the same. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put the two of them right sides together, okay? And I'm going to stitch all the way around the outside. So I'm going to just hold it in place, making sure I line up those seams at the corners, and then also making sure right at the bottom here, these should, if I've done it right, line up exactly. Yeah, this is why we did it. So I'm going to just line all those up, and then I'm going to stitch all the way around all 3 sides, John.
Perfect. While you're doing that, I'll carry on with another item from the So Homemade range. This is called Button Factory. Now, the reason we know that Laura is reupholstering her chair is that she went to a shop to get some covered buttons made, right? And they quoted the price to her and she was like, oh, I'm not paying that. Came back into the office and someone went, oh, you want the Button Factory? So she's made them herself. She's made them, now they're half priced. Did you get them while they were half price or did you have to pay full price? Oh, she paid full price for them. They're 22 millimetres in size and you get 20 of them in there. And then I'll just show you the back of the packet, look. All the instructions of how to use them are all in there. 20 buttons at 22 millimetres inside. Oh, look, they've even got the fabrics on the buttons, look, already. And then, if you want a refill, we have a refill. There's your refill. I'm presuming that's 20 buttons as well, is it?
And you can use these with any of your fabrics, you know, you don't have to use them with the So Homemade.
Oh, no, exactly.
It's just, do you want the honest truth, John?
Yeah.
So we did the Button Factory, everybody loved it, and then so when I did this collection, I was like, oh, well, I need a Button Factory here as well. People need to have more of these. So, yes, we did it, and we put it in the nice, pretty packaging to match.
Oh, yeah. How brilliant is that?
Diva moment for me. I was having a bit of a diva strop. I was like, I like them Button Factories. We're having those Button Factories in my range.
Right, we've also got metal charms, which I haven't got here, but you can have a look at it on a picture. Oh, they're cute, aren't they?
Aren't they nice?
So they've got flower, the butterfly, the heart, and the little key. What's the top right-hand ones then? Are they like little hearts?
They're like little hearts. Yeah, they're cute, aren't they?
They're £2.49 or $3.47. They are half price. Right, let's... Oh, excuse me, to the sneezy then. Right, so the carry-all, I haven't got the pattern over here because Sara nicked off me, but what happens is
you can have it back if you want. No, I've shown everyone.
Don't mind. You can buy the carry-all pattern and you will get one of 6 fabrics, right? These are the 4 that I've got, or the 2 fabrics that Sara's got. Let me just pull those back for you. Oh, I'll do it like that. There you go. You will get a metre of each of one of the 6 fabrics for $14.99. That's the bag that Sara's making. There's also a sewing machine cover, which is the same. You get the pattern, you buy the pattern. Oh, very, very limited, the sewing machine pattern now. Plus, you get 2 of these bolts or of the fabric that Sara's got over there. I know, $14.99.
Right.
Oh, Jean saying, will we get the sewing clips in? Are they not in? Are they not in stock? Are we sold out again?
No, we've got them.
No, they're there. Go to the website,
they might not be on the show, but yeah, if you just search for them on the website,
just search them on the website. They're not on the show, but they're definitely on the website. Definitely on the website. Right. Oh, it was Janet who sent in the lovely pictures. Thank you, Janet, my love. Honestly, why couldn't I find it then? It's very strange that it just disappeared.
Oh, maybe she's just special, John.
Hey?
Just special.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so here we go. We've got our bag. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the bag the right way in. So this is how we're going to get ready to put our lining in, okay?
Right.
Just worth doing this as well, just to make sure. Oh, can you see that? That goes in there like that. Just to make sure that you've got everything. I've caught all those seams in and we're looking quite nice.
Yes.
So we're looking pretty all right there. There's my corners, one corner in. I just cut the corners out if you noticed. And I've got those pretty well lined up on the bottom. So there's my base. And did you notice I just clipped all the little handles inside out the way, right?
Yeah.
So there is my outside of my bag. And what we want is the lining. So you're going to follow the pattern and cut yourself out the lining. And I've already done the lining because you didn't need to see. I've tried to show you the difficult bits and leave the easy bits that just took a while. So with the lining, stitch the sides together, left a 6-inch gap in the bottom, got that open. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the bag inside the lining.
Yeah.
Now, I always find it easier, and I don't know if maybe if it's just me, but I struggle with the pulling through sometimes.
Right.
So I find if I put the finished bag the right way, and I put it inside the lining, inside out, it's easier to pull through.
Yes.
It just seems to make life a little bit easier. So yes, I don't know. I think that's just an awful lot of trying to do these and not doing a very good job of them. I found that. So can you see I'm just lining up those seams, nesting the seams and just putting one of those quilting clips in. So I'll do the 2 clips first at the 2 edges, get all of that lined up nicely. And then I think I'll just find the halfway point, get it all nice and taut and stretched, yeah. Find the halfway point, make sure all that's lined up. And we're literally going to go all the way around the outside.
Yeah.
Now, for I know a lot of your ladies watching, this will just feel completely second nature.
Yes.
Whereas a lot of my customers watching who are just starting on the whole sewing thing, this is the bit that I always find amazing because I'm sure you're watching and there's nothing that I've done there that has been particularly difficult.
No.
Nope. Whereas what you'll see is the 11th hour, everything all comes together because all I'm going to do is stitch all the way around the top circle. And then we'll turn it inside out. And I always like to be able to like finish a bag. Do you know when I'm on TV in America, John, and I do it, they give me 8 minutes to present anything.
No.
Yeah, 8 minutes. And so, and I always like to show a finished one and turn a bag inside out.
Yeah.
So I was literally, I remember being on once and I said to the presenter, and I'm going to make a bag and turn it because I think people need to see that magic of turning it back inside out. And she's like, you do know that we've only got 8 minutes? And I was like, yeah. And I had some bits that I'd already sewn, but this final bit of doing the turning out, I always like to show that live because I think it's, for those who don't know it, it's that magic bit that makes people think, oh, I can do some sewing.
Oh yes,
actually.
totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And it's such a professional, beautifully finished off. Because the amount of times you do something like this and then sometimes it doesn't look quite right. The bagging out, just make sure all your edges are all hidden and it's all nice and neat and looks very, very professionally finished.
Right, I'm just going to trim it a little bit smaller because I'm always a little bit worried that I don't quite catch everything. So all I'm going to do is go all the way around and just make sure that we're quite close up to that top edge there.
Okay.
Right. So I've got that, there we go. Just take that last little bit off.
Yeah.
Then I can do all the pull through. So you see, this is where it becomes easy because I've put that right at the bottom.
Of course.
So the bag pulls through and then that is going to just twist inside easily. What I will do is just quickly stitch down the inside. So there's the inside of my lining. So I'll just quickly whip down the edge there.
While you're stitching that, I need to tell you that the sewing machine cover has sold out. You cannot buy the sewing machine cover now. It's sold out. Back to the stitching.
Do you know, it's funny how the sewing machine cover's been the most popular of the two, isn't it? So, and it was me convinced it was going to be the bag.
Yeah.
So, right, here's a nice little tip as well, what you can do, you see. You can pop that in. Now, you know when you get a bag, or you make a bag, and it's really frustrating that the lining all gathers up at the bottom.
Yeah.
Right? So what you can do to kind of combat that a little bit if you want, is where we get the top of our bag here, what I'm going to do, John, is I'm just going to pull the fabric ever so slightly higher than what the bottom is.
Right.
And then it's going to give me a little bit like a faux effect on the top.
Well, it looks like you've bound it, doesn't it?
Yeah, whereas I haven't, because that's definitely way beyond my skill level. So whereas this way, I can create the illusion of having bound it.
Yeah.
And all I'm going to do is create that illusion, and then again, just go and top stitch it over there.
Now, are you going to stitch in the ditch? Do you stitch where the seam is, or do you stitch at the top of the bag?
What would you like me to do?
Stitch in the ditch, please.
Stitch in the ditch. I'll do it however you want, John.
Well, I just think that way you don't see another line of stitching because it's inside the stitch in the ditch.
Nice.
You don't know means where you stitch. You sew actually where so if you've got the two pieces coming together like that, you stitch actually down where the seam is, you see. So that it's called stitch in the ditch. You literally don't see those stitches, and it means you get that perfect finish. There's not another line of top stitching. You can do it the other way if you want to, but I just, or you can stitch in the ditch and stitch around the top to create a different look and everything. But it's just stitching in the ditch. A lot of the time when you're putting binding on, you do stitching in the ditch, don't you? And it just saves any kind of, it doesn't give you another line of stitching. It actually is all just concealed within the seam.
I love that, John. And do you know what? I've done that before and not known that's what it's called. I've just thought, oh, that'll look a little bit nicer if I kind of hide over my little bit that's been stitched. But actually, yes, stitch in the ditch. Yeah. Oh, well, and I'm going to have to take my time because I'm going to have to get it perfect.
Oh,
okay. So, yes, I'll go into me sewing coma, as they say.
Have I got any more limited stocks I might need to warn anybody about, Laura? Oh, hang on, I've got messages. Used zip on a roll yesterday for the first time. It's fabulous, says Lorraine. And Eleanor says, hello, Sara John from Pennsylvania. You'll get up early in America today.
Wow. I have to say, I used my zips on a roll. So you know this project I was talking about last week, I'm no further forward with it, John. I set off really strong at the beginning of the week.
Yeah.
And then I haven't picked it up and finished it, which my mother-in-law is very frustrated about, I can tell you, because she's now desperate to sit outside on her nice new thing that she's been doing, the seat. There we go. Right, I'm in the ditch. I'm in the ditch and I'm stitching. About this.
So,
but what I was going to say was, do you want me to? So I needed a really big long zip. Obviously, because if you think about it, it's one of those, you know, like a nice bench for the garden.
Yeah.
But it's the seat cover that goes on the bench. Yeah. So, and it's all done in oilcloth. So, yes, I know. Yeah. So I had right fun stitching my oilcloth, but I cut the zips on a roll and put the zip in the back piece.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant because otherwise it probably would have cost me what the whole cost of the zip on a roll was just for that one zip.
Yeah.
Yet I've got 10 other little zipper projects I can do.
And also, how often do you not? Because it'll be quite long, I presume, if it's the length of the cushion. Do you know what I mean? You need a nice sort of. How often would? First of all, they not sell it. Secondly, you have to do a special order. And thirdly, how much it would cost. Right. While Sara's stitching that, I need to give you a warning on this. Limited stock, it's about to sell out. This is the pressing cloth and those gorgeous scissors for the applique. You can use them forever, but this is ideal. It's if you're ironing bond or web or anything like that onto another piece of fabric when you're doing your applique, just fold it over, put it inside there. Be careful because this does get hot. Don't pick this up straight after. This does get very hot. Sorry, there's a little fly just kept attacking me. Oh, sold out. I'll shut up. Oh dear, sold out. Oh dear, goes there. Right, so how are you doing with that stitch in the ditch then?
I am almost all the way round in the ditch. John, I love that you've taught me something new today.
Oh, brilliant.
That is absolutely made my day, knowing that's what that's called. I think it looks really good, doesn't it? So, right, we've ditched all the way round. And then it just needs a good press at the end. Yeah. But I think that's not bad to say that we've got this done live on the show. And you know what I'm like? I always like to kind of go at the pace of knots and finish everything. So here we go. There's my lovely bag. All done with that lovely little bit of faux binding on the top, which means I haven't got too deep of a bit in the bottom. And then that's really nice. I think I might give this one to me, ma'am. Yeah, it's quite nice, that. But it's nice. So what I did with my other one at home, I didn't like these big, long, flappy straps. Yeah. And because I'm using mine for my iPad, all I did is I then stitched this along here. So can you see I stitched it along there?
Yeah.
So that I still had all this area to get into, but I didn't have the flapping straps.
Well, and also
down.
it's going to stop it falling off your shoulders, because if those straps are loose and you've not got a cutting board inside it, they could fall to the side, couldn't they?
Yep, very good point. Do you know what would really finish it nice though?
Oh, yeah.
What you could do, if you're being fancy, is put some buttonholes in here, and we could stitch some little buttons on.
Oh, yes, you could use it
So
both
do you want me to show you how you do those buttons, right? The button factory that we've got. Yeah? So if I get, throw me that bit of fabric. Right,
Have you got a package, or do you need mine?
Right. So I've got a little bit of that fabric, and I'll show you. I've got one here. So is this the, here we go, the button factory. Right, are you ready to see everything that's included here? So the actual factory, right, which I thought was just hilarious that we called it button factory, is this part here, right? So you've got that with the little red stopper, and then you get this template.
Right.
So if we're going to make a button, what we're going to do is we're going to come to this part here, and let's see what we're going to make in our button. I think we should put some of this lovely that in the middle.
Yeah.
Yep. So all you do is you get this. Oh, can I have one of your heat erasable pens as well, John? I'll just take everything. You know, sharing's caring and all.
Absolutely.
Right. Thank you, Steph. Right. So all you do is you draw around this with your heat erasable pen. Now, you know we were saying that was heat erasable?
Yeah.
I'm going to show everybody it, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So if I write on here, Sarah, for example, right, or John, Sarah and John, right?
Yeah.
And then you don't want to see that anymore. All you do is you just iron over it, and it's completely disappeared. So and they work on paper as well. And what you can do is, can you see they've got this little bit at the top? So if you draw on it, instead of having, you can create your own heat with friction just by rubbing it over the edge.
Yes,
and then all
that
you're
works
doing is
really well
heat.
on the paper if you use it on paper.
Yes.
But what you mustn't do is don't do a project and then do laminating of it, because the heat of the laminating, so if you've done a lovely project on paper and you think, well, I'll laminate that and save it, the laminator will just dissolve all your writing and everything.
Yes,
right, so
good
button,
point.
back to the button.
Right, so drawing around that, and then all we're going to do is just cut round that. Now, it doesn't need to be exact, right?
Just as well.
But you need to be more exact than that, right? So it doesn't matter if your cutting skills aren't the best. So you're just going to do your circle around here, all right? So there is our circle. And then what you do is this goes face down over here. And then we're going to take here one of the buttons. So the buttons come in two halves. You've got the outer piece and the inner, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to pop that into here, push all the edges in, pop your other piece on, right? So there we go. Can you see? You need to be able to see it, obviously, so we're going to be able to stitch it on.
Yeah.
And then this here just goes into the edge. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
It kind of clicks into place. And once it clicks into place, there is your button made. Right?
We should have got Laura in as well. She's just done those for her chair. She could have done it. She could have done a demo for us.
And now our buttons will exactly match our bag that we've just made.
Exactly.
And you can buy the button factory, and you can also buy extra refills for it as well.
Right, good segue, right? So, limited stock on the button factory. Limited stock on this now. And the refills sold out. So you can't buy the refills, but you can buy the button factory. Will we get more of those in?
Oh yes, we try and restock all of the extra buttons and whatnot. So now all your bags, you see, you've got that nice little matching button that can go on there. Won't that look really professional?
Nice.
Or you can have the buttons, like you said, we could put a little buttonhole in here, button behind, and just pop your buttonhole through. And
then you could use it both ways. So if you've got your cutting mat, you don't have to button them up. And if you've got your iPad, you could do the button up so the straps stay where they are.
Perfect options. So there's the button factory. And there's my lovely carry-all. That was the extra one. Here's the one that I've just made. So yes, and I think we've still got some of those carry-all patterns as well. And bear in mind, it's cheaper to buy the carry-all and get the 2 meters of fabric than what it is just to buy the 2 meters of fabric on its own.
Exactly. And who are you going to give that one to?
I'm going to give this one to me mum.
Oh, okay.
I think she'll quite like that.
There you go. Yeah. Here's a still for the bundle where you can get the pattern, and it's printed on the most incredible fabric. Really, really good quality fabric. Plus 2 1 meters of fabric, but they're random. They're random pieces of fabric, right? $14.99. Oh no, $16.25. It's a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant buy. All you need to supply is some wadding. Some wadding to put inside the bag. Right, another another major seller today, and it's not just today, every time we bring this to air. The Tool Tidy, 2 for £15. Now, as I said earlier, you don't just have to use it for sewing equipment. If you've got a desk, your child's a messy desk, or your homeschooling, need someone to put all the biros and the crayons and everything, they all fit in there nicely because this is all silicone and these all change to the shape. So as you can see, we've got the big fat thing there going in there, and you've got a lovely little skinny pen going in there like that. It just holds everything where it is. You can pull the silicone bit out to dust underneath it as well, so you can keep it nice and clean, because you know things like this, like your spoon drawer at home, you get all the bits of dust and everything in there. Nope, that comes out and you can pop out. 2 for £15. That's a really, really, really good buy, that one. I know. Tool Tidy. Right, the applique dies, which we showed you earlier very, very quickly. You get all 4 of these. So you get the one with the hearts and the bows. There's 5 in there. You get the stems and the leaves. There's 5 in there. You get the flowers. There's 4 in there. And you get the beards, as they are in Liverpool. Aren't they cute? Now, that's very Scandi, that pattern, isn't it? Actually, you could create the most beautiful... Look at the gorgeous patterns you can create from these. But now, the £38 or $59... is for all of these. 4 birds, 4 flowers, 5 stems and leaves, and 5 bows and hearts. Sara's got a quilt to show you that she's created.
Oh, I haven't made this one, but I think it's absolutely beautiful. You're right, I think those birds are very Scandinavian looking, aren't they?
Yeah.
Do you want me to show you it on the overhead so you can see some of the patterns, right? So so you've got the beautiful birds, but then also you get those lovely bows, and then also these connector points. I think they're really important. So you get those. There's your birds with some of your other connector points done in a different way. And then here's some of your flowers, you see. So you've got the different size flower heads, and then you can do all of your stems and leaves. So I'm going to do some of the stems and leaves here as well, right? And I thought I'll do a little bit of a 101 on fabric cutting while we're on, right?
Okay.
So here we go. So these are, if I open these up, these are special dies which are designed for cutting fabric, which means they are a bit thicker, just the same as the builder block ones are, John.
Right.
So if you're doing regular dies like this, you can cut up to 8 layers at once.
Yeah.
And we're going to use them in your Gemini, not with this, okay?
Okay.
So you're going to use them with your magnetic, your 2 clear plates, and the frosty one.
Right.
You can also use your regular papercraft dies as well for applique if you want to do that.
Right.
But then they won't cut 8 layers of fabric, they'll only cut 1 or 2 layers of fabric. And you're going to add this in.
Different.
So this is the difference in the thickness of the die. That's the difference that it's making, you see. The thickness of this is the difference between what we call a mixed media fabric die or a papercraft die.
Right.
Right. Now, this is one of the fabrics from the mystery fabric bundle. So what I can do is, I can take this, and do you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to cut 1 piece at a time.
Right.
Because I think what I'll do is, I'll cut that, cut the flower, and I want to fussy cut exactly over this piece here.
Right.
So this is the beauty of it, you see. We can take this, and we can come and cut, if we just want to cut that 1 piece of fabric, all we do is we come onto here, we're going to just put that 1 piece of fabric on there, right? And actually what you can do is you can fold, because this could go through up to 8 layers. What you can do is, can you see, we can fold that up. Now I'm going to try it. Should we try it without the metal plate in so that you can see the difference, right? So I'm going to go without the metal plate. Yeah. I'm going to stick it over there. I'm going to fold the rest of my fabric up in here, and we'll send this through. Right, so you can see the difference, because for a lot of people they don't want to use the metal plate as well, John, because you don't want to get the indent. If you don't need it, don't add it in.
I always thought, you see, now this is me being maybe a bit thick now. I thought you needed the metal plate because the die was going metal against metal and cutting it like a pair of scissors.
It gives it, well, this is why I thought I'd do one without, so that you can see the difference, right? So because we're only cutting 1 layer of fabric here as well. Can you see there? If I take this out now, because we haven't used the metal, did you see I had to pull a couple of those little bits out? Yeah. Right, let's try another one a little bit further down. Here we go. So we'll take this, pop this over here. We'll use the metal in here this time. So we didn't need it for the pressure, notice, but we are using it for the, we are using it now just to get the clear metal into metal cut.
Yes.
So I'm going to fold that over again.
June's asked, will the applique dies fit into the Gemini Junior?
They will, Jean, they will indeed.
June,
June. Yes, and what you'll know is, so for those of you, generally, if we've got fabric crafters and they're going for just one machine, we always say go for the Gemini, just because you can then fit more pieces in at once. However, if you're a paper crafter who already has a Gemini Junior, then absolutely all of these dies will perfectly fit through. And if you go for the builder block, the only one that won't fit through is your 6.5 inch square. So everything else will fit through there perfectly. Do you see how that just lifted up?
Yes.
Just lifted up, and we've got that perfect metal into metal cut. Wonderful.
Very clean, yeah.
Whereas this here, you can't quite see it to the naked eye, but it's just not quite as clean,
Yeah.
right?
So it can be done, but if you want that sharp
you want the nice sharp finish,
well, especially
right?
if you're doing a applique.
And that's the payoff. You see, you get your cut into your metal plate. Now, the other option, if you want it nice and clean, is to stabilise your fabric.
Right.
So this has been stabilised. So we had that fabric stabiliser on. So you put your stabiliser on. I've actually got here. Let's have a look. I've got the I've got a different one again from the mystery fabric bundle, and let's do some of the little leaves and whatnot now, right? So I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to get from my flower. Come on, you're not stuck. I'm going to get a stem and some little leaves, right? So again, you can cut multiple layers at once if you want. I'm going to just take this on, a couple of stems. Couple of little leaves that you are under there, double layer. Yep, you are. Lay them on. What you should do when you're using little dies like this, John, is just stick them down, because you don't want them moving. You don't want them moving while they're in your machine, okay?
Now, I've also thought, Anna Maria Horner, when she makes her quilts, she does a lot of flower applique on them, and she has bias strips of fabric going like that in between the flowers, so you can curve it. If you put your die on the exact bias of the fabric, you are going to create your very own bias strips. So then when you stitch them on, you can bend them and curve them because they're on the bias rather than doing them straight.
Oh, I like it. Now look what I'm doing here, because that was just right at the end, John.
Yeah.
Instead of going all the way through, I paused it and reversed it out. So you've got
so what are the three buttons?
Right, so you've got the on and off.
Yeah.
Then you've got the pause and resume, and you've got the reverse.
Okay.
And if I show you them, if I bring my machine in here, I think you'll be able to see them all. So on and off looks like an on and off button. Pause and play, which would just be continue, and rewind.
Oh, brilliant.
Yep, so that's all it's going to do. And so now those stabilised ones, even though, again, we didn't use the metal plate, let's have a look. You see, because we haven't used the metal, there you go, it hasn't quite caught all those little bits and pieces.
Oh.
That's why you're going to want to use. I always think it's nice to show people.
No. But it also means that I would never ever do it without the metal plate, even though my metal plate's going to look like a map of whatever.
Well, also, they're not that expensive to replace, if we're being really honest. No. You know, to buy another metal plate, you're talking, £10, but it's going to last you a couple of months before you need to be replacing it, right? So there we go. I've just trimmed these out. So I've done a few of these, and then what I might do is I've got I've got one. You only needed one. I only need one for the pattern. Let's have a look. I stabilised all these pieces. Should we do a nice big flower to go in the front here? So let's use the metal plate, and actually remember you can go through multiple layers.
Yeah.
So if I take that nice big flower. Look at this, we can cut through 4 layers all in one pass, even though it's stabilised, absolutely no problem. Mm-hmm. 4 layers of a nice big flower, stuck down into the metal, so it's going to give us a nice finish. Rotate that plate, so every time you put it in, the ideal way to do it is you're going to rotate all of the plates. You're going to rotate the metal one, you're going to rotate that frosted one, and you're going to rotate the 2 outside plastic ones. Now, I did give this tip the other week. If you've been using it in your plate, you've forgotten to, and your plates are looking like bananas, all you're going to do is you're going to boil the kettle, in the big sink, put the plug in and submerge them. So put your metal plates, your plastic plates, doesn't work with the metal one. No. Plastic plates in, pour the boiling water on and put something heavy on it. So I generally use like a big brick or a big stone or something out the garden. Leave it for the water to cool, so about half an hour. Then take them out, I put them underneath my chopping board and I put my big Gemini on top of the chopping board and I leave them overnight. And when I come back, they're not poker straight, but they're pretty close. So and also, all these cuts, if you haven't been cutting into your metal plate, and you're being cut into the plastic one, you'll get all these little like jars into that. It just smooths all of them out as well. So it's just a great way to get a lot more life out of your plates. Look how much.
But if you do happen to break any of the plates, they're all consumable. They're all available.
Everything's consumable. Yeah. Everything's replaceable. And we keep stock of all of them at all times. Brilliant. Right, let's have a look. Let's just push all these out the way and have a look what we've got. So we've got some nice big flowers.
Yeah.
We've got our little flowers. And then we've got a nice base here, and we've got a couple of leaves that we can stick on. So my little cushion that I've been working on, I've done my other 3. So if I bring this in, I'm just going to line
I just happen to have here.
Here we go. Yeah, well, you've got to be prepared for these shows, John,
Absolutely.
Right? Now, here's the thing, right? I like to stick them in place before I stitch over them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use that stick and spray. And watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to use Bertha or Betty or whatever we called her, the spray booth. You get one of these free with every purchase, right? Self-assembly though. So all you're going to do is get an old box, right? And just cut. Now I've cut mine like this because I want the camera to be able to see, right?
Yeah.
So if I just take this in here, I'm just going to lie these on the back there. So we've got all of these in place. Oh, and let's have a look. I was going to do one of these nice big flowers as well. So you've got everything in play. You're going to use your stick and spray. Now, if you're just holding them temporarily, stick and spray is absolutely fine. If you're wanting to save actually stitching them down, so if you weren't going to stitch them, you must get the permanent one, the stick and stay. So the difference, did I not do the, didn't do my long fin bit either. Here we go. So your stick and stay is your permanent, so that needs to be ironed to become permanent. Whereas your stick and spray is your repositionable one. So I'm just going to go repositionable.
The stick and stay until you iron it?
Yes, you can.
Oh, yeah.
Until you iron it.
Yeah.
Yes, perfect. So let's have a look.
So if you iron stick and spray, it doesn't do anything. But if you iron stick and stay, it makes it permanent.
It's going to make it go permanent. Okay. Yep. So I'm going to stick these couple of pieces down here and this one on there. So there's my nice flower on the top as well. And then I thought we could take this one and actually stick it over the centre and stick around the centre as well.
Nice.
So I'm just going to do, I'm literally just going to top stitch. I'm going to like free motion it on. So.
Oh, you do free motion, not satin?
Just a little bit. Well, no. I'm just going to, it's quite straight, isn't it? I think I can get away with me satin stitch. I was like, no, I won't. So, so I'm just going to go and stitch them. I'm going to go quite slow, and I've got it already quite big. There we go. And then I'm just going to stitch them round. Yeah, I've done a little bit of free motion before, but not enough that I'm confident enough.
Yeah,
that I think
you've got to drop your feed dogs and everything like that.
Yes.
You put your different foot on.
Yes. So, yes, we've got I've only got the little machine at home, the L100, like the starter machine. Yeah. And do you know, I've done a little bit of free motion on it, but again, it's just very. I use like the free motion. Like you say, you don't actually have to drop the feed dogs just to get the idea on it. So I've done a little bit, but there we go. Right.
But do you know what would be a fantastic? I mean, I know you've used the ones from the free bundle, but the linear prints to create these flowers and to create all these, create a really, really beautiful rainbow effect, wouldn't you? So imagine if you've got these. So what colour shall I go for first? I'll go I'm going for rainbow first, right? Look. So imagine if you got this bundle. What a gorgeous cushion. So you got 1/2 metre of each, right? So you could use one as your background, and then your other 3 you could do your... So say you use the the berry as your background. You could do pink flowers and blue flowers and green leaves and stems and everything. And that create a gorgeous, gorgeous cushion front or wall hanger, something like that. 1/2 metre of each for £20 or $26.50. You're saving 15%. Right? Now, I need to warn you, ocean is very limited now. Very, very limited. Again, you get 1/2 metre of your duck egg, your lichen, your teal and your petrel. Very, very limited now. £20, that is. Now, you can buy them by 1/2 metre at $5.99 for 1/2 metre if you want. So if you want to buy enough for a border or you want to buy for a backing of a quilt, something like that, you can do that. That's not a problem at all, right? Sunrise. Oh, 80% of these have gone. 80% of this one's gone. I know, they're lovely, aren't they? Look. So you get grenadine, pumpkin, sunshine, and true red. Is that the true red or real red? Oh, true red, that is true red. I knew I'd seen them written down somewhere. I knew, when I kept saying, I've seen them written on a graphic, and I was like, no, you haven't. No, you haven't. There they are. Right, and then last but not least, the essential, which could be, oh, you see, now, isn't it funny? This was a bit of a slow burner at the beginning. 80% gone now. Vanilla, cream, indigo, and grey. Oh, zinc. Zinc. Yeah. Zinc's grey, isn't it? In it, £20. Beautiful. The linen, they're such good quality and fantastic for doing applique and things like that, because if you cut them with the metal on metal, they're going to have such sharp edges. And also, if you did do a bit of free motion embroidery or something like that, doesn't matter if it starts to fray a little bit, because it gives it that depth, doesn't it? So have you finished? I
have, and do you know, I'm just using my lovely little scissors.
Oh,
just
yeah,
to
well,
get
they're sold out now, so keep hold of those.
Little edges. Get them all. Look how much they've gone though, haven't they?
Yeah.
Am I being a teaser now? Yeah, sorry. Well done, anybody who got them though.
Yeah.
So there we go. So there's my nice little pattern on there. And that looks quite nice, doesn't it?
Oh.
And so I've done quite a few cushions with these in the past. This is not one of the ones that I've done, but I think this one's lovely, where you've got the little bird on there as well.
Yeah.
And again, all it's done is just been satin stitched around the outside. All the flowers, you can do like little sprays of flowers. But if you're going for it, definitely get that, either the stick and spray or the stick and stay, depending on how you're planning to stitch it around afterwards.
Okay, so
but
what's the
really
four?
Finish it nice.
Oh, do you know what? I'm just saying, the 4 dies in the bird one. It's the bird, 2 different size wings. It's even got the eye. It's even got a die to cut the eye. And when you're seeing £38, right, not just for that, it's for that, and that. They're normally £12.99 each. Blimey, that's good, isn't it? Saving. Brilliant saving. They're lovely. And the magic, because you don't need to, you can mix and match them with all sorts of other things, can't you? They're lovely. They've even got design ideas on the back, look. Really lovely design ideas on the back of there. I just think it's brilliant. They've done the eye as well. How fantastic that. It's called Beautiful Bird. Un oiseau magnifique. Fabulous flowers. Wreath and vines. Bow and hearts. They're brilliant. That's fantastic. Really, really good. £38. Right, let's have a look. Just have a quick look at Sara's quilt again.
Oh, yes. Well, there was one of the other quilts that I really wanted to show you. So I showed you that. This last little piece. There we go. Lovely table runner. And I think that one is fabulous, that one. Don't know who's done this one. Oh, but I think it's absolutely beautiful. And it's nice. This would look lovely. In fact, is that?
Oh, that looks like an Anna Maria Hornet. That's what I was about to say. That looks like a... See how the curves are slightly curvy and they put them on different angles and everything.
Isn't that lovely?
Pretty.
So you could be doing all of that with these, and then she's got the little hats on, or the little birds.
Oh, do you know what? If I buy... Can I use John 20? Am I allowed to use John 20?
You're allowed to go on then.
All right, then. I'm going to get a Gemini. I know. I'm going to get a Gemini. I'll do it later. Are there any left, Laura? Yeah. Right, recap time. It's all stills this, so I can sit still and show you stills. Right, here we go. So these are the beautiful dies for diamonds. These are the homemade from Sara's own range. They are the diamonds. They are, I was going to tell you a size earlier. 1.7 and 2.2 inches are the size of those. That's the diamond one. That's half price at £3.49. Then we move on to the Applique, which are 2.5 by 2 and 2 by 1.5, because you get 2 different sizes in there. One for your papers, one for your fabrics. We never got around to doing the EPP on that day. Probably do that another day. £3.49 half price. And then clamshells, 2.5 by 2.4 inches, or 2 by 1.9. £3.49. Half price, half price, half price. Gorgeous, aren't they? Now, to cut all of those, you will need a Gemini machine. So should we do a little... It's later. Oh, 3 bundles. 3 bundles. Yeah, oh, yes. Oh, I haven't got it. Where's it gone? There it is. It is. Right. This is your mystery bundle. You get 4 half meters of fabrics. 4 half meters of fabric plus... Oh, did she take it back? She's taking it back. It's got a CD-ROM in it with all the different projects, 7 different projects in there. at £20. Now, the CD-ROM on its own was £14, £14.99 on its own. So you're then getting 2 metres of fabric as well. Thank you very much indeed. Get that. Oh, there you go. And the 7 projects in there, I'll show you there. You saw Sara making the little pincushion one earlier, which doesn't need to be a pincushion. It could be like a little, you know how children have little building blocks and things like that, just to play with. They don't have to be sewing oriented, do they? Beautiful. Now, remember, the mystery bundle always sells out. So please, please, please be careful on that one. And I know those fabrics are gorgeous because I brought them up in my car from the Evesham store. Tool Tidy is here. 2 for £15 you get these. As I say, you don't just need to use them for sewing equipment. You can use them for pens in the office, or if you've got kiddies doing homeschooling, keep the crayon. Do you know what? That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it, to keep the crayons in? Especially if they've got wax crayons, because you know when you drop wax crayons on the floor and then someone treads into them and everything like that. Just keep the whole array of your crayons in there as well. It's going to keep them quiet for ages, isn't it? 2 of those you get for your £15. Right, next is your Build-A-Block. You've loved this one. I'm not surprised you're getting £69.99 worth of freebies in this one. That's why. So you buy the Build-A-Block, which is incredible, right? You've got all the lovely shells, all those in, all the different sizes there from 3 to 12 inch, right? But we give you for free the dies to do the double wedding ring set band. I call it double wedding band. Maybe it's American and English, but double wedding ring set. Completely utterly free. You saw Sara demonstrating that one earlier. So you pay $99.99, which is what you pay for the Build-A-Block anyway, but you get $69.95's worth of dies completely and utterly for free. Now the feet, these were flying out earlier. This is a box of 10 feet. These aren't they half price, these? Oh no.
Less than half.
Less than half price. Less than half price. $49.98 what these are normally. $49.98, less than half price. So you get 10 feet, right? Plus, you get Lizzie again on your CD-ROM showing you how to use all the different feet. And do you know what? It makes them £2. If you work it out, it's £2 a foot. Everything else is for free. But then if you were to buy that, how much would that CD-ROM cost you normally? See what I mean? $14.99. So that means you're paying £5 for 10. No, 50p a foot that makes it, doesn't it? Right, okay. Now, so I was just going to tell you about the machine that I'm about to buy. Sell it to me, girl.
Well, I honestly don't think you need me to, John, because I think the thing to take away is this is now, what, 4 or 5 weeks we've been doing this? And if you notice, so Crafters Companion as a business, what we do and what we've done for years and years is look at things that crafters do. And it used to be that we were in the papercraft side of the business and we just used to look at things that crafters did and how can we make them easier. My dad's an engineer, so we'd look at how can we develop tools that make someone's life. So whether it's folding cards, making boxes, making envelopes, stamping, we invented tools to make all of that easier, okay? Then 5 or 6 years ago, we got involved in the sewing market. And what we found was all you guys, you do these beautiful projects, but you really don't make it easy for yourselves because everything needs to be cut and accuracy is absolutely key. And we looked at it and we said, well, all of this die cutting technology in the papercraft market, why can that not be used in the sewing market? And yes, there are companies that have gone before us that have done dies for you to use in the sewing market, but the problem was they were kind of like at an industrial level. So a lot of the dies that came out were steel edge dies in the big thick wooden blocks or whatever. And because they're designed for people who were using them professionally, it was okay that they were really, really expensive. So we've tried to look and say, how can we take that and make it accessible for regular people at home? So we're all about how can we keep bringing out dies to make your life easier. So there you saw patchwork, all this beautiful, we've done all these beautiful shapes. You've just seen me do the applique and how we made applique a lot easier by giving you the shapes. English paper piecing, how much easier is that once you've got the die cut shapes to do? We did some bag making last week. Again, the hassle is always in the cutting. Every stumbling point, when I've got into sewing, John, every point where I've got fed up is where you have to do all of the measuring and cutting. Mm-hmm. So we've developed hundreds of different dies, whether it's for making your double wedding ring quilt, something that I would never have attempted had somebody not done all of the cutting out for me, or your regular patchwork quilts where you need your perfect half square triangles, quarter square triangles. Trust me, we've got a die for almost everything. And every week I'm just showing you different things that we can make, but everything's always, instead of me sitting cutting out, we've done the cutting out, and it's the machine that does the work. So basically what I would say is, if you are coming on this journey with us like John's been, and he's been seeing every week more and more different dyes that we can do to make bag making easier, to do patchwork easier, to make your double wedding rings easier, whatever it is, we're always cutting them. So you might as well get a machine. So the deal that we've got on the machines is $209.96. You're saving $90. You're saving £90 pretty much, right? So you get the machine, you get that lovely little tool tidy to go on the side. Now I've got my tool tidy here, which is my white one that I use with all of my paper craft tools, because usually we only have the purple Geminis when John's here, you see, they're special for John's shows. We use the white ones on the other shows. He's my tool tidy with literally all of my tools, and this just clips on the end of my Gemini, so that the little feet are literally going to sit in place. There we go. And it just clips into place there. Your plates go down the side, your extra tools going here, and you're ready to go. Now, the machine itself is usually £179. You're then getting the caddy as well. And then if you have a look at the picture, we've done 3 extra sets of dies. Now, we've tried to choose something, John, that is the most generic thing. So whether you're patchworking, whether you're doing applique, you're just doing table runners, cushion covers, whatever it is, you've got the hexagons, the diamonds, and the triangles. We're giving you those 3 absolutely free to get you started. And those are your mixed media dies. So the total value, you're basically buying the Gemini and the caddy for $209.96.
Yeah.
Then you're getting all of those extras absolutely free. If you're a brand new customer, the first time you shop with us, you can get 20% off. If you've already shopped with us and you're a new customer, but you've been shopping John's shows, John's got a special code. What's your special code, John?
John20 as you check out, and you'll get 20% off.
Another 20% off. So, and usually deals like that would exclude machines. We are letting you use it on the machine, and yes, does it mean I lose a fortune on every machine that you buy? Yes, it does, but that's my problem, not yours, because actually what I want you to do is own the machine. That's why we've done this big promotion right at the start of these shows, so that you can all get the machine, and then every week, whatever it is we're doing, patchworking, we're doing bag making, we're doing English paper piecing, trust me, I'll have a die to make that easier, and now you can watch and say, oh yeah, Sarah's Gemini can do all the cutting out for me, and then we can focus more on the sewing. So if it's not this week you've committed, I know hundreds of you over the last couple of weeks have caved in and got a Gemini. That's why we've done the special. We've got the purple ones just for John when he's here. They're only on offer on these shows, but hundreds of you have picked them up, and now you're all telling each other, actually it really is as easy as she says it is when we watch her. And even John, been watching, I'm going to have one of them. It just makes life so much easier. So like I said, you don't need me to sell it to you. Watching the show every week, as is what's happened with John, just thinking, oh yeah, that's loads easier. That in itself is what's convincing so many people they need to get one.
Can we do more applique ones?
Absolutely.
I think the applique ones are brilliant, because imagine all the scenes and everything that you could do. Oh, I've got an idea. I'll tell Sarah later. I'm not going to say it on there. We will get drawing. Anyways, that us done. Don't forget to get Norman. Every single thing from the show that hasn't sold out is available. There's lots we didn't get to, so it's everything that should have been on today's show is there. But also, go shop the whole website once you've chosen from today's shop. When you've chosen your shopping from today's show, go and see what else there is, because there's so much more all in there that we haven't included in today's show. Right, thank you, Sarah, again for your expertise and enthusiasm.
You haven't got me next week.
What?
Yeah, no, I'm not here. Well, I'm here, but so next week I've got a big show in America, so I'm on live all through the night, Monday night and Tuesday night. So I'm going to bed on Tuesday morning. So you've got the delights of our Leanne Chivers.
Oh, I've not met Leanne. Oh. I've not met Leanne.
Oh, so Leanne's our head of product development. So all those crafty ideas you're having, speak to her and she'll make it all happen for you.
Will do. Brilliant. All right then. Oh, well, Sarah won't be here, but I'll definitely be here next Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock. I hope you are too. Thanks for joining us. See you very, very soon. And we'll see you next Tuesday morning.